Coach Quentin Hillsman and student athletes Shakeya, Leary, and Brianna Butler on the podium. And before we begin, we're just going to remind you that the Syracuse locker room is also now open. And we'll begin with an opening statement from Coach Hillsman.
Well, obviously, we're very happy with the win, and I think coming into this game, we understood exactly what we had to do to win the ball game. We knew we had to really rebound the basketball. We knew they would get shots, and that we would have to really rotate and box out. And I thought that we did an excellent job of doing that in this game. Overall, I just thought that they ran a really good offense, and they put us in areas that will hurt the zones, in the short corner, in the high post. I thought first half we didn't do a very good job of getting the high post. But second half we got to the high post. We got some good traps in the short corner, and they threw the ball back out. We were already matched up, so I thought that was the key to us in the second half of playing a little bit better defensively. Overall, just one of those nights where we talk about shooting in the 30% and high 20s and 30%. Normally you lose those basketball games, and we didn't shoot a great percentage, but our defense not rebounding was really good. So I thought that was the key to the game for us. I thought that we threw the ball inside to Shakeya. That was part of our game plan. We knew they would play behind in the post, and we were able to get opportunities in the post. And also too, we knew that we could get to the rim and get some opportunities on them, and that's what we did. And we just executed our game plan, and got to give our kids a lot of credit. Man, they really fought, they really played tough, and obviously with Britt going down, that was the time for them on the nosedive, and they really responded and played hard. And we had some lineups in the game that we normally wouldn't have in the game, but those kids really fought, and they really finished the game for us.
Okay, and we'll start with just questions for the student athletes at this time. Yes, sir.
Brianna, playing 37 minutes today, were you worried about maybe playing such a high-intensity team like Kentucky 2 days from now?
During practice, we go hard every day, and I think that's preparation for me playing in these games and playing that amount of minutes, so I don't think it would be too much of a problem going into our next game against Kentucky.
Yes, sir. In the
I just think that we were able to play hard, and that was one of the main things that carried over for us. We had Shakeya and Brianna Day, who had a really great game today, and then you had Brittany, who was attacking the ball and was able to get to the basket, and I think that was just one of the main things for us today.
I agree. We had good size inside, and I think we played really well. Brianna, she's a great, long, athletic player. And also Felicia, she's a great athletic player. So I think we did a good job with that.
Yes, sir.
Brianna, when you see Brittany go down for me, was there like a meeting of the team where you're like, okay, well, she's out, we need to step up? It just seemed like you stepped your game up from that point on. What was the mindset at that point?
As soon as you see a great player like Brittany Sykes go down, we were definitely a little shook, and we immediately brought it together and said a prayer for her. And we just came in with the mindset that we have to win this game for Brittany. And everyone needs to step up the intensity and go hard. Every possession mattered, and we definitely had to step it up on defense for her.
Question?
Brittany, talk about that 11-minute span where you guys were, I think, went 0 for 10 field goals. What were they doing defensively that kind of led to that?
We just weren't able to knock shots, I think, at that point. We were getting good looks at the time, and we just weren't able to convert that into scoring. So I think that was an issue for us, but we were able to pick it up on the defensive end and get rebounds, which took in place of the missed shots.
Yes.
Talk about the 31%, I think, from the field. What goes through your mind when you guys are missing shot after shot like that? I mean, to keep being able to put those up?
Coach Q encourages us, even if we're off on a shooting night, to keep putting them up. It's going to fall, and we just need everyone to crash and get the rebounds and put it back up and just keep playing hard and fight through our missed shots because everyone's going to miss. But, yeah, it's the people who continue to play hard that make a difference.
Shakeya, can you talk from a player standpoint what this first tournament win means for you, especially in your senior year?
This means a lot. Not always about me. It's about the school, the program. First to win. I think Coach Q did a great job this season, preparing us for that, putting us in through tough situations in practice. It just carried over. So I think this is amazing, and I'm just excited.
Shakeya, did you see any of the UK game, and have you seen them play? And what's your impression of them?
UK is a great team, great inside presence, outside. They're really effective. We just gonna come out here and play hard and compete against them.
Yes, sir.
As Coach talked to you guys about preparing for the next game, having a night off, like that tomorrow, and you having a night off, what might you do with time?
I think this one was a great one for us, and we need to go back to the hotel, relax our bodies, but also focus on to the next game. It's definitely a business trip for us, so we need to have the mindset of going into our next game and preparing for Kentucky.
Yes, in the back.
After kind of a slow start offensively, Brianna, I guess how are you going to be motivated? Is the motivation enough that Britt might not be back to kind of be that offensive presence against Kentucky?
I definitely think that with Brittany going down, we only know as much as you guys do at this point. But we definitely have to stay strong as a team and pick it up intensity-wise and pick up the slack for if she does or does not return. So I just think that we need to continue to play hard and keep doing what we do, and it's gotten us this far. So.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Okay, at this time the student athletes are excused to return to the locker room. And we'll now take questions for Coach Hillsman. Yes.
You probably don't have a whole lot more information, but what's Sykes' status or injury?
Yeah, she has a lower body injury. Isn't that what Belichick? No, we don't know. It's one of those things where you just go and just hope for the best for this kid. Right now it's really about her, and I know we're all in the same mind frame. Hopefully she's okay, but we really don't know right now. She's back there happy and texting on the phone, so maybe she's all right. So that's a good thing. So we'll find out later. So I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. Honestly, we were back there, and the game was over, and normally when these things happen, I stay away from the trainer and the doctors because you just let them do their job. I went back there in the training room and sat with her on the training table and just talked and drank a Coke Zero and just any other post game. But I don't know exactly what the procedure is from this point forward. But I guess we're all hoping for the same thing, for the best.
Right here.
When she went down with that injury, you seemed to share quite a few words with her. Would you be able to tell us what you were maybe telling her to calm her down?
Yeah, I told her we're not here without you. You're the reason why we're here, and no matter what the outcome of this situation is, that we love you and we thank you for us being here, because there's been games in which she's really carried us. And that was really just a gist of it, trying to calm her down and let her know that everything is going to be okay, and that we have the best care for her, and just relax and just let's get back and figure out what's going on, pretty much.
Talk about how that benefits you
Well, it's you know the recruiting process is so long when you're recruiting players. You know, she's a McDonald's All-American. I mean, she made every All-American team USA basketball. So when you're recruiting a player of that caliber, I'm sure it's like Coach Mitchell can tell you, it's you get to know these kids really well. And you know when you have some conversations every now and then in the recruiting process, you have that one that actually clicks. And the one that actually clicked for us was when I told her that no matter what the situation is, whether she scores 2,000 points or 2 points, that we're always going to care for her. And that was part of that conversation. Let her know that it's our caring for you is not conditional; it's unconditional, and that's just kind of the process that you go through when you recruit a player like that. Sure, absolutely. I'm sure sometimes in practice they don't think so, but yeah, it's definitely an unconditional thing. And I always tell our players, I'm not one of these coaches that think that my system is so great. I know that the players in your system are what makes your system run, and I don't take the credit for wins or losses, or I don't take the credit for success or not having a success, because I know that a lot of all the success falls on their shoulders, and sometimes when we're not successful, we're very honest with each other and say why we're not successful. But our kids are tough kids, and they really care about basketball, and I let them know that it's your team and you have the responsibility of carrying this program.
You should have a friend.
Coach, when the shots aren't falling, how much do you have to, as a coach, preach, toughness and having to make the extra plays, the offensive rebounds, the hustle play? How much do you have to preach that whenever the shots aren't falling?
I think it's important. I think that when we're on the floor, we have two sophomores that pretty much carry us, and they're still. And sometimes you forget they're 19 years old, and there's a lot of responsibility on their shoulders for us to be successful. And one thing that I told Brianna Butler one time, she came off the screen and she said, because she said so and so was rolling. I said, I don't care. I need you to shoot the ball. The roller is getting you open, and you have to continue to be a star in your role and have the players play their roles properly when they be successful. I think sometimes when she pulls up and she makes that pass, they're surprised that she's making a pass when they set a good screen to get her open. So we just talk about just being aggressive. We don't. I mean, of course, you want to shoot a high percentage, but we talk about more about just keep taking shots and keep crashing. And I think tonight our offensive rebounds became our offense because we really went to the glass and got some opportunities.
We have a question over here.
Coach, what did the team show you tonight once Brittany went down? A lot of teams may have not responded in the way that this team did.
We have tough kids, and in practice, it's funny because I do this, and this is something that I started doing a couple years ago. We'll be scrimmaging in practice, and I say, Brittany fouled out. And they've been like, yeah, she's fouled out, so somebody else go in. And we practice for consequences. Losers has consequences in our practice. If we scrimmage, the loser has a consequence. So we take her out. We'll say, hey, Butler fouled out, or so-and-so fouled out. So I think that really helped us in this game, because this is like I told him, I said, hey, it's just like Britt fouled out in practice. Let's go. We got to compete, and we got to win the basketball game.
Yes, Stanford.
Kind of transitioning to Kentucky, they had 55% today. Do you think you'll stick with the zone with them having shot so well earlier?
There's no question. There's no question.
What was your message to the team in that huddle after Brittany went down? Right before the timeout.
I just told them that we got to continue to compete. That we can't lay down. It's time to make a decision. Are we gonna feel sorry for ourselves and lay down, or are we gonna compete and fight and win this basketball game?
Over here.
Coach, what's your impression of UK when you've seen them play? What we all have to do Monday night to beat them?
Well, they play very fast, and they do a really good job of getting them down the floor in transition. Obviously, I think Coach Mitchell does a great job with them. He gets them to play fast. He gets them to get into their offensive scheme early. They run really good stuff in there, and their half-court pressure is very good. So we got to just do the things that we've done to be successful. You can't go in to a game and start changing your whole game plan on who you're playing. We're going to compete and do the things that we've done all year and to be successful.
In the back.
Well, it's tremendous. Obviously, we haven't won a NCAA tournament game in school history, so obviously we've made some history. Obviously, you're going out and you're playing a team that's won 25 games in a row. You're playing against Coach Foster, who is a Hall of Fame coach and very respected and does a very good job scheme wise. It's a good win for our program, and we played against a good team. They're a very good basketball team. They do good things. They did a very good job of keeping the game where I didn't want it in the 50s. So we just toughed it out and got the W. But overall, it's just great for our program.
Down front.
How do you balance those feelings of goodness and tremendous? As you said, of winning the first game with losing a star player and may not have it for a game like that.
Well, we expect to win, and I think that it's funny because you have these interviews, and I think a lot of people shy away from saying I expect to win, and we expect it to win. When you stop expecting to win, you should stop coaching because it's not fair to your university, it's not fair to your kids, it's not fair to your program. So for us, it wasn't a big, really, I mean, it wasn't a big celebration about the win because we expected to win the basketball game, and it's not being arrogant or being cocky. I mean, you got to go in there and expect to win the basketball game, but it is tough, you know, when you lose a player and don't know exactly what's going on. So it's kind of mixed emotions.
Question out here. Not really. I knew that it would be a back and forth game. I figured it would be a 2 or 3 possession basketball game. So I think there was one stretch where we got up by 9 and they cut it to 3, and we ran over a 3-point shooter. Then they got an and one on an offensive rebound. So that's kind of one of those runs, and we just didn't do a very good job of scoring after that. But I thought as long as we can keep the game under control and stay within striking distance either way, that we had a great opportunity to win the basketball game. No, not at all. We just keep playing. I think that basketball is a game of runs, and you're gonna miss some shots, and you're gonna do some things that's gonna really hurt you. And obviously, not scoring hurts you, not rebounding hurts you, and not defending hurts you. And I always say, if we're in the middle of a bad run, we got to do 2 out of the 3, and we did. We defended and we rebounded, so that really got us through the run. All right. Well, thank you for your time. We're out of time. I apologize. Just a reminder that the Syracuse News Conference tomorrow is at 1:30 and that the practices are closed. Thank you very much.